we have a special guest, a guest that could be described as a guest of relevance, because he happens to be a guest with multi-dimensional experience and relevance to this program. Let me not take up your time. The guest is here. You'll hear the rest from the horse's mouth. Our guest, you are very much welcome to this station, and the viewers would like to hear from your mouth, from the horse's mouth, who our important guest of this day is.
Thank you. Hello viewers. My name is Dr. Mahmud Abubaka, a former member of the Kaduna State House of Assembly and currently board chairman, Universal Basic Education Commission, and the national chairman of Buhari Support Organization. I happen also to be part of the Presidential Campaign Council in charge of coordinating support groups, Buhari support groups.
Oh, you've heard it all, viewers, from the horse's mouth, as I said, and you can infer that he doubles as not only the one of the champions of Buhari support organization, but also ahead of that is, I may say, at the helm of affairs of an education organization in the nation. That is Universal Basic Education, which is the base of education. And as you know, education is the base of any nation's progress. So, as I have explained, the guest is a guest of relevance. So he's not only a seasoned politician, because we've heard that he was once a member of the State House of Assembly. So it's not only a seasoned educationist, but only a seasoned politician, but also a seasoned politician. So our important guests, you are welcome once more.
Thank you.
The viewers would like to know first why you choose to associate yourself with the movement or the philosophy of President Muhammad Buhari in the first place.
Well, President Muhammad Buhari is a man of integrity. We all know that. Not just here in Nigeria, but even outside of Nigeria. Perhaps before I go into any detail, let me give you a little story about him and his friend when he was in school, when he was a young President Muhammad Buhari in the making. A friend of his was going for a vacation after the school had closed out, and so he gave him his bike to keep. And of course, Muhammad Buhari at the time just took the bike and just laid it against the wall and has not done anything with it. So at the end of the vacation, when the friend returned, he saw the bike, the same place where he left it, with the tire deflated. And he asked Muhammad Buhari, you are keeping this bicycle all this time, you didn't ride it? He said, no, you asked me to keep it, not to ride it. Now, this is to show you that even in his younger days, he was a youth or a boy with integrity. Now, let's come back to today. Here is President Muhammad Buhari, who has gone through so much, has held so many posts. Up to the time when he retired from military, with all the probes, nobody found him wanting in anything. And then he came and chaired PTF, a place that developed the country with billions. Again, he was never found wanting to date. And then he now converted to Democrat, campaigned and won. And to date, nobody can finger President Muhammad Buhari with corruption. Is a man with zero tolerance for corruption. Is a man who believes in Nigeria and the Nigerian people. Is somebody who believes only what is his, not public funds. To date, he has just 2 houses, one in Kaduna, one in his hometown. And they are still looking the same, even after being head of state before and being president now for close to 4 years. We know what happens when leaders are elected in Nigeria. For the most part, in these recent years, their houses will transform from a small to a mega house. We know that. So these are some of the reasons why we are supporting him. We supported him back then, we are supporting him now, we'll continue to support him inshallah till he gets to be re-elected as president 2019 inshallah, because we believe he only believes in Nigeria and Nigerians. Thank you.
So going by this, as you said, that's what has inspired your decision to support Buhari. Now, coming up to this stage, can you say that he has fulfilled, because even during the campaign he made a lot of promises, can you say that he has fulfilled or is on the verge of fulfilling some of these or all of these promises?
I think we have fulfilled a great majority of the promises. It's natural that certain things, because of the exigency of time and the fluctuation perhaps in the income of the country, but majorly he has done a great job. He has transformed the country into a much better economy than when we came. With our foreign reserves so depleted, with security, agriculture down, you name it. Now, since he's coming to power, on the day he was sworn in, he directed the army chiefs to relocate their command center to Maiduguri, and they did. And today, no local government is under siege. When we came, many local governments were under siege. Bombs were exploding everywhere. Market, churches, mosques, schools, you name it. Today, we can walk around freely, when before now you are afraid, you are apprehensive where you step into, where you go to, whether or not something will explode. People are living under terror. Today, there is change in that respect. Let me jump to agriculture, which is the backbone of any economy. You must have food security. Today, he has transformed the agricultural system of this country. Farmers are being cared for. They are being helped in many ways. The grain production, especially rice, has improved seriously. Today, we are eating a better rice than the one we were importing before, because this is locally produced and we have one of the best soil around that we can produce food. Less chemicalized rice. These are things that have changed. Small-scale farmers are given loans, soft loans, to take care of themselves. Today, farmers are some of the wealthy or wealthiest people in the community. Anytime the Hajj comes or Jerusalem, farmers are among the first people to pay their fare to go. So agriculture, yes, has improved. Infrastructure. We know there are many places where all you need is just 2 hours to drive. But before now, it was taking 5-6 hours because the roads were not so much trouble. Today, all across the country, north, south, east, west, almost all major federal roads are being reconstructed or constructed. An example is from Zaria, from Kaduna to Zaria to Kano, just near us here.
Then to Abuja.
I was opportune, also Abuja Road. I was opportune to be in the east just about 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
The same thing. The locals there were saying, this road, it used to be 6-7 hours. Today, we can go in just 2 hours. Railroads. There are places that have not seen railroad services for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
The railroad service from Lagos to Ibadan is no longer a dream, it's a reality. Second Niger Bridge has been in the pages of budget or books, has been a story, has been a mirage. You know a mirage, you can begin to see it, but the closer you go, the farther it gets, and it disappears. Just conceptualization. Today, again, I was opportune to be on the first Niger Bridge, and I could see the pontoons of the second Niger Bridge going actually into the river. These are all realities, are things on the ground that you can see. The same thing with education.
Yeah.
Quite a number of things have changed. I am part of that.
Yeah.
We will give counterpart funding to states. Just recently, when the president realized that sometimes some of the state may not pay in good time, he ordered the deduction from source and transferred to you back. This is to show how passionate he is about education. There are so many things. Our foreign reserve has improved greatly. Power generation. With all the money spent, we were producing no more than 4 megawatts. Before. Today we are producing about 7. There is a change. And we are continuing to change for the better.